Hello and welcome back. This is Sherry with Full Armor of God. This is the second time for me recording this video. The first time I uploaded it and there was some type of an audio buffering and a mismatch, so I don't know quite what happened there, but this video is rather unique because it's the first time that I received a prophetic vision with a sensory perception of feeling something as I was having a vision. And what the vision was on October the 6th, I had a vision of a bulldozer after an earthquake and feeling the movement of ground shifting at 1:39 a.m. So I thought it was an earthquake at the time, but I will show you in a moment in the video I'm about to show you what the actual feeling was from. So I had it at 1:39 a.m., a vision of a bulldozer on Friday, October the 6th. Okay, now for the video. So I'm pretty sure everyone's aware now that the terrorist group Hamas attacked Israel, and that's how they crossed their border. They used a bulldozer to get through their fencing. So that confirms the prophetic vision that I received. And also, I believe the movement that I felt was from the actual explosions from the missile attacks, all those thousands of missiles that they sent over the border to Israel. And remember, I received the message at 1:39 a.m. So I looked that up on Strong's. And it's pronounced haresis, and definition is choice, opinion, a religious or philosophical sect, discord, or contention. And I believe what's important here are the words discord and contention. And if you look further down under the Thayer's Greek lexicon, now these are Greek words, so I can't really pronounce them, but under number 1, it says act of taking, capture, the storming of a city. So I believe that's in correlation with the time that I received that message, capture, act of taking. And another prophetic message that I received was actually a word. And that word was Watchtower. And I heard that word on Tuesday, October the 3rd at 4:25 p.m. So I looked up 4:25 on Strong's Concordance. And it is the word anesis, which is a loosening, relaxation. And I believe that relates to a loosening of the security, that there was like a security breach on the border of Israel, between Israel and Gaza. If you look further down in the Thayer's Greek lexicon, it says to let loose, slacken, anything tense, a loosening, relaxing. It says to be held in less rigorous confinement. Okay, so I'm going to take you to a video that I believe depicts that word, which was Watchtower.
Tell us what's happening there right now.
We are very close to the Gaza border, Alex. We can hear the booms in the distance as these Israeli airstrikes continue inside of Gaza. Alex, this surprise attack began at 6 a.m. local time with that first barrage of rockets, air cover for the hundreds of Palestinian militants who crossed the border by land, by sea, and by air in the form of hang gliders and paragliders, something we have never seen before. They surged into these southern towns and communities across Israel, taking hostage, killing people. Alex, it is now midnight local time. We are 18 hours into this, and for Israelis, this is a nightmare that they cannot seem to wake up from. The rocket fire continues, and in towns like Sderot, which is just on the other side of this Israeli security forces checkpoint, the fighting continues. They believe that there are still Palestinian militants at large inside of these Israeli communities, which is something that just 24 hours ago seemed completely unthinkable. Israelis secure in the knowledge that their military had the watch at the border, that there was a sophisticated border barrier keeping.
Now you notice he said they were believing that their border was secure, that they had the watch. And in another video, I wish I would have been able to do this, but I tried to tape it from my TV and I wasn't able to. I have a DVR, wasn't able to rewind it far enough to get back to where I heard this Rolf Sanchez say Watchtower. When it clicked that I had actually heard that word, then it was too late and I couldn't record it from the television. Then I looked for it on YouTube and I couldn't find it. So I believe that that prophetic word was prophetic and meant for me to hear it. And it relates to the insecure border, and the Watchtower is a reference to that. So here's a couple other videos as well that give you an idea as to the situation that's going on over there now. Okay, give me a second here. Not the bulldozer.
Gentlemen, welcome to you all. I think a lot of people woke up this morning shocked. Were warning signs being ignored, or is this violence that we're seeing surprising to everyone? And I'm going to ask all you that question. Ben, you first for the answer.
I'm going to fast forward.
I'm going to get to that diplomacy angle with you in just a moment. But Admiral, to you, the Iron Dome, its efficacy or lack thereof when it comes to paragliders, hang gliders, that is a new wrinkle. Talk about that and what you think happened here.
It's not designed to go against those kind of targets. So it's a clever move on the part of the Gaza team, if you will. What it is designed to do and is quite good at is knocking down higher speed projectiles coming in. And it can do that very effectively. But at the scale, at least of what's been reported in the 1,000 to 2,000 over what period of time, we don't know. But any air defense system, I've spent my life working on the Aegis air defense system at sea, which is the world-class system. No system can face that kind of saturation. And speaking of which, if you're waking up in Israel this morning, you're very worried about Gaza. But speaking of air defense, you're looking north, because up north is Hezbollah, a creature of Iran that has 130,000 surface-to-surface missiles. So Israel will want to get ahead of that problem. Going to need a lot of assistance from us. And to the initial question you asked, I, for one, was very surprised, bordering on shocked, in the sense that I've always thought of the Israeli intelligence service, the Mossad, the military equivalent, as absolutely superb. First rate, human intelligence, signals intelligence. Hard to believe they missed something of this scale. Final thought here, Alex, for listeners. The scale of this is remarkable. You're going to hear about 20 killed and 40 killed and 60 killed, and that number will go up. What you need to remember is that Israel has a population of only 7 million Jewish citizens. So population adjusted numbers, when you lose 20 Israelis killed, it's like losing 1,000 Americans. So we're at 3,000 and counting. This is going to approach a 9/11 feel to the Israelis.
Yeah, which all brings me to you now, again, former CIA Director John Brennan. When it comes to intelligence, the fact that we are all surprised at this level of sophistication. I guess first question to you, how surprised are you? Where did something break down? And do you categorize this as a sophisticated attack?
Absolutely. Sophisticated, multidimensional, well-planned, well-coordinated, unfortunately well-implemented as well. And it really raises questions about Israeli intelligence capabilities in the Gaza Strip. And so I think there's going to be some real questions now among Israeli intelligence leadership about whether or not their source network, as well as their technical collection capabilities, were compromised, and that they were blind to what was going on here, relying on some of those sources that might have been doubled, or they were being fed in disinformation by Hamas because of that intelligence network that exists within the Gaza Strip.
So the next video is about what they believe could happen in the region.
Tell us what's happening there right now. Let's bring in right now NBC News Chief Foreign Correspondent Richard Engel. Okay, Richard, we are about 12 hours or so into this attack. What are you hearing about what's going on right now as it is unfolding?
So I'm in Istanbul, Turkey right now, and the leader of the Hamas political wing was here, and he has spoken a short while ago and declared this a great success, a great victory, and said that this will continue and this will escalate. And Prime Minister Netanyahu also said that this will likely escalate, and he warned Hamas militants to abandon their positions because all positions are going to be destroyed. So we look like, it seems like we are heading to a military escalation, potentially a full-scale ground war like Raf was just talking about. I've also been speaking with U.S. officials, and U.S. officials are worried that this could escalate beyond just a conflict between the Israelis and the Palestinians and could in fact become a regional war. Specifically, they're worried about Hezbollah, which is a militant group in Lebanon that is very sympathetic toward the Palestinians, is also backed by Iran, and they are worried about Iran also taking advantage, using this as a moment to capitalize on. And there is a precedent for something similar to like this on a smaller scale, and it led to a regional war. I'm talking about...
He's talking about a war I think it was back in 2006. I'm going to stop it there. But I wasn't sure if I showed you the time and the date for Watchtower. So let me do that real quick. And then I'm going to end the video. Here's Watchtower at 4:25. And that was on October the 3rd. So let's all pray that we are able to get beyond this, and Israel's able to defend their border, and let's pray for all the hostages that were taken, that they come back home safely. And may God bless you.